Well, Indy10 Black Lives Matter and 3 protesters are suing IMPD through the American Civil Liberties Union. They say officers used excessive force on protesters when they fired tear gas, pepper balls, and other weapons at demonstrators throughout the city. News 8's Travis Robinson tells us why this lawsuit is happening despite tear gas not being seen for several weeks.
The goal is to get a ban in writing for chemical and projectile weapons against protesters so nobody has to be afraid when exercising their rights. For the last couple of weeks, police have kept their distance from protesters as they march through the streets. But the weekend of May 29th, downtown looked like a war zone as police shot canisters of gas near protesters in an attempt to disperse crowds. That Sunday, our Richard Essex captured this viral video of IMPD officers using batons and shoving 2 protesters. ACLU couldn't go on camera for an interview, but they wanted to comment on what happened over the phone.
Well, tear gas and pepper balls have been prohibited by a treaty signed by the United States, among other countries, prohibited for use in war. I mean, they are chemical agents that can seriously injure persons.
Indy10 Black Lives Matter and the ACLU say to prevent these methods from being used against any future protesters, they're filing a federal lawsuit.
The main goal is to make sure that what has been repeated is not, and to make sure that these weapons, the chemical weapons, are completely taken out of the arsenal of IMPD when it comes to peaceful protest.
They say IMPD's actions hurt the relations between the community and the department. They say the steps taken violate the First and Fourth Amendment.
If you're engaged in peaceful protest in America, police authorities should not be doing anything to discourage you, whether that be firing chemical weapons at you or pushing you out of the way or telling you can't protest. The First Amendment and the ability to assemble for peaceful protest is a right that we hold dear.
The ACLU says this needs to be taken up in court because just a promise not to use those tools ever again isn't legally binding.
The city merely saying we're not going to do it is not sufficient under the law to mean that it ends. We need to have that memorialized in some way. But certainly if the city is willing to start right now negotiating whatever form that agreement would take, we would welcome that.
I reached out to IMPD for a comment on the lawsuit, and they said out of respect for the judicial process, they do not comment on litigation. I'm Travis Robinson, WishTV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook.